If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Cleveland Browns fans are witnessing a rookie season that could very well go down in the history books. And the story centers around one player in particular, tight end Harold Fannin Jr. This year's draft class has already made a substantial impact on the franchise, bringing in 5 key starters, with varying degrees of upside, and each of them contributing to the Browns' revitalized roster. From first-round defensive tackle Mason Graham to second-round linebacker Carson Schweizinger, and running back Quentin Judkins, along with fourth-round running back Dylan Sampson and fifth-round quarterback Shedeur Sanders, the team has unearthed talent that promises to reshape the offense and defense alike. Yet it is in the third round that the Browns may have unearthed their most exciting draft steal of all, Harold Fannin Jr., whose performance this season has captured the attention of fans, analysts, and opposing defenses alike. Fannin's rookie campaign has been nothing short of spectacular, with 59 receptions. He currently ranks 7th among all NFL tight ends and 2nd among rookies, demonstrating a level of consistency and playmaking ability rarely seen in a first-year player. Adding 619 receiving yards to his stat line, Fannin is already 4th among rookie receivers in franchise history. A remarkable feat considering the historic talent that has come through Cleveland over the decades. His 4 touchdowns further underline his role as a reliable and explosive target, capable of changing the momentum of a game with a single play. The Cleveland Browns rookie records are well within Fannin's reach. His 59 receptions place him just 7 shy of tying the franchise rookie record of 66, set by Kevin Johnson in 1999. Achieving that mark is entirely possible with just 8 more catches, which would elevate Fannin to tie that historic milestone. Currently, he sits 4th all-time among Browns rookies in receptions, trailing only behind Greg Little's 61 receptions in 2011 and Duke Johnson's 61 receptions in 2015. With the season heading into its final stretch, the anticipation surrounding Fannin's chase for this record has Browns fans buzzing with excitement. Equally impressive is Fannin's impact in terms of yardage. He has climbed into the top 10 all-time for rookie receiving yards in Browns history, currently sitting 8th, needing just 90 more yards over the final 4 games of the season. Fannin has a legitimate chance to finish inside the top 5, which would cement his rookie season as one of the best ever by a Browns tight end. Already, he has set a new franchise benchmark for rookie tight ends by surpassing the legendary Ozzie Newsome, who finished his rookie year in 1978 with 589 receiving yards. This is no small achievement considering Newsome's Hall of Fame career and the countless accolades that followed him. Fannin's breakout performance came in a memorable Sunday game against the Tennessee Titans, where he caught 8 passes for 114 yards, and capped the performance with a spectacular touchdown against Titans defensive back Xavier Woods. Late in the 4th quarter, both the 8 receptions and 114 yards were career highs for Fannin, highlighting his ability to step up in critical moments and deliver when his team needed it most. The play not only showcased his skill as a receiver, but also his vision and determination to break tackles and gain crucial yardage after the catch. A significant factor in Fannin's early success has been the emergence of quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who has elevated the rookie tight end's game in his first couple of starts. In just 3 games with Sanders under center, Fannin has amassed 15 catches for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns, a pace that has far exceeded his averages with previous quarterbacks. While Dylan Gabriel started 6 games, Fannin averaged 43.6 yards per game, and during the first 4 games with Joe Flacco, he averaged 40 yards per contest. With Sanders, Fannin is now averaging 65.6 yards per game, demonstrating a noticeable uptick in production and chemistry that bodes well for the Browns' offense moving forward. Fannin's contributions are not limited to raw receptions and yardage. He has also emerged as one of the league leaders in yards after catch and broken tackles, an area where his physicality and agility make him especially dangerous. He is tied for 3rd in the NFL in broken tackles on receptions this season with 6, and ranks 3rd among rookies in yards after catch with 329, which also places him 5th among tight ends league-wide. In the Tennessee game alone, he added 60 yards after the catch, a season high, and more than 125 of his total yards after the catch have come in the past 3 games. indicating a rapid development and growing comfort in the Browns' offensive scheme. What makes Harold Fannin Jr.'s story even more compelling is the deep connection to his hometown. Growing up in Canton, Ohio, attending McKinley High School, and then playing at Bowling Green in Northwest Ohio, Fannin's journey to the Browns feels almost poetic. To be drafted by his hometown team and immediately make such an impact in the NFL is the kind of story that resonates not just with fans of the team but with anyone who appreciates a narrative of hometown pride and perseverance at just 21 years old. Fannin is setting the stage for what could be a legendary career, and watching him thrive in his rookie season has provided Browns fans with a mix of hope, excitement, and nostalgia as the season moves toward its conclusion. All eyes will be on Harold Fannin Jr. as he chases records and continues to establish himself as a cornerstone of the Browns' offense. The combination of his natural talent, work ethic, and connection with Shedeur Sanders has created a dynamic that is difficult for defenses to contain. Fannin's ability to make plays in critical moments, gain yards after the catch, and maintain consistent production game after game has placed him on a trajectory that few rookies ever achieve. And the milestones he is approaching serve as a testament to both his individual skill and the effectiveness of the Browns' scouting and development strategy. In summary, the Cleveland Browns' decision to draft Harold Fannin Jr. in the third round is proving to be one of the most inspired moves of the season. His 59 receptions, 619 yards, and 4 touchdowns have not only made him one of the top rookie tight ends in the league, but have also positioned him to break multiple franchise records. His connection to Canton, Ohio, his rapid growth under Shedeur Sanders, and his fearless style of play combined to make him one of the most compelling stories in football this year as Fannin continues to excel in the final games of his rookie season. It is clear that the Browns have not just found a talented player, but a true hometown hero whose impact will be remembered for years to come. Fans and analysts alike are watching in anticipation as Harold Fannin Jr. continues to carve his name into the rich history of the Cleveland Browns, a feat that, given his age and talent, could mark the beginning of a legendary career in the NFL. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. In recent hours, a wave of electrifying whispers has begun to swirl around the league, creating that unmistakable buzz that only emerges cuando algo gigantesco esta presa exploder. The moment the first hint surfaced, an almost unbelievable suggestion that the Cleveland Browns might be preparing to part ways with their superstar defender Myles Garrett, the entire football world felt like it had been hit by a thunderclap. Suddenly every commentator, every insider, and every fan channel went into full alert mode, trying to piece together the meaning behind this unexpected storm. And now, the speculation has reached such an intense level that it is impossible to ignore the rumble beneath the surface. A rumble suggesting that something massive is about to unfold. What makes this rumor so surreal is the idea that the Browns would even entertain the notion of moving on from a player who became the beating heart of their defense. Myles Garrett has been the kind of figure that franchises build identities around, a presence capable of shifting the energy of an entire stadium with a single snap. Hearing whispers that the organization may be preparing to trade him feels like witnessing the first tremors of an earthquake that no one thought would ever reach this city, even before anything official emerges. The very suggestion has already unleashed a wave of emotional reactions across social media, with fans alternating between disbelief, frustration, and fear inside league circles. The chatter has started to heat up. Some voices claim the decision came from a deep internal evaluation of the roster, framed around long-term cap management and broader team restructuring. Others insist the rumor was sparked by tensions behind closed doors, sparked perhaps by philosophical differences, strategic disagreements, or even a quiet desire for fresh scenery from the star himself. None of this is confirmed, of course, but the way these theories keep piling up only adds fuel to the fire. The buzz has grown so intense that every minor action from the franchise, every small roster adjustment, every cryptic quote, every subtle change in official messaging has been dissected, as though it were part of a hidden countdown. There is also the emotional layer that comes with losing an icon, even hypothetically. Fans are already imagining what it would feel like to watch their team take the field without the towering figure who has anchored their defense for so long. The mental image alone has been enough to rattle even the most optimistic supporters when a player builds such a connection with a fan base when his presence becomes symbolic of toughness, resilience, and identity. The thought of seeing him wear another uniform becomes something almost painful. Yet the rumor continues to grow, becoming louder and heavier with each passing hour, suggesting that this possibility might not be as absurd as many initially hoped. And then there are the competing narratives emerging from insiders. Some suggest that the Browns' move earlier in the day, a surprising roster cut that came out of nowhere, was the first sign that the organization is preparing for a seismic shift. According to the whispers, that unexpected cut was not an isolated event, but rather the opening move in a larger, carefully orchestrated plan. If the speculation is correct, the Browns are attempting to free up significant space and flexibility, potentially preparing for a blockbuster transaction. And when a team starts clearing space in such a dramatic fashion, it invariably raises eyebrows, especially when that team has a star whose contract commands significant weight within the structure of the roster. Even more intriguing are the quiet conversations about possible destinations. No team names have surfaced in reliable form, but that has not stopped the community from throwing out theories left and right. Some predict a contender desperate for a dominant defensive presence might be positioning itself to make a once-in-a-generation offer. Others imagine a rebuilding team eager to add a cornerstone leader, capable of reshaping an entire defensive culture. The possibilities are endless, and that is exactly what makes this rumor so intoxicating. With every potential scenario, the story balloons into something even more dramatic, even more unpredictable, even more compelling to follow. But it is not just about speculation. It is about the emotional roller coaster unfolding in real time. The Browns fanbase has been through its share of turbulence over the years, and just when the franchise seemed to be building a stable foundation, this rumor arrives like a sudden storm on a calm horizon. Fans are scrambling to understand the motivations behind such a shocking decision. Could the team truly be preparing for a long-term rebuild disguised as subtle strategic moves? Could internal dynamics have shifted so drastically that even a superstar is no longer guaranteed job security? Or is this all simply a massive misunderstanding, amplified by the hunger for off-season drama? No matter the angle, the rumor has become too loud to dismiss. Even the national media, usually cautious when dealing with unconfirmed stories, has begun to acknowledge that something is stirring behind the curtain. Analysts are speaking in careful, measured tones, emphasizing that nothing is official, but also highlighting that the signs feel to align to be coincidence. When respected voices begin to acknowledge a rumor's momentum, it creates an instant ripple effect, giving the story legitimacy and pushing it further into the mainstream conversation. Behind the scenes, there is a growing feeling that the Browns front office is bracing for impact, aware that the fan reaction will be volcanic if the rumor turns out to be true. Trading a player of Myles Garrett's stature is not just a football decision. It is a cultural decision that sends shockwaves through every layer of the fan base. If the franchise truly believes this is the right direction to pursue, then they must also be preparing for the emotional fallout. And with a move of this magnitude, the fallout would be enormous, stretching far beyond the typical reactions to routine roster adjustments. As the hours roll on, the uncertainty only grows. Some insiders claim a major announcement could be approaching, while others insist that the situation is still fluid and nothing is close to finalized. The unpredictability has created a kind of suspense that feels almost cinematic, with fans glued to their screens, waiting for any new detail that might shed light on what is really happening behind closed doors. Every minute without clarification feels like an eternity, stretching the tension even further. One thing is certain: something unusual is happening in Cleveland. Whether this entire storm is a colossal misunderstanding, a premature leak, or the first sign of a historic franchise-shaking move, the atmosphere surrounding the Browns has shifted dramatically. There is a feeling of anticipation, a kind of electricity that signals a major revelation is imminent. Fans can sense it. Analysts can sense it. Even rival teams seem to be watching with heightened interest, as though waiting to see whether the Browns are truly on the verge of detonating the most shocking trade rumor of the season. And so the entire football world holds its breath, caught between disbelief and expectation. The possibility of Myles Garrett being moved feels almost too surreal to process. Yet the rumor refuses to fade. Instead, it grows louder, heavier, more persistent, spreading through the community like wildfire until the Browns make an official statement. The speculation will only continue to expand, feeding imagination, fear, excitement, and confusion all at once. The suspense is almost unbearable. But one thing is undeniable: whatever is happening behind closed doors in Cleveland. It has set the league on fire, igniting one of the most dramatic, unpredictable, and electrifying rumor storms in recent memory. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!